this chateau kept the original and the heart of the vineyard. Okay, so all around the chateau and on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
This is first for that, and the name comes from Maillet de Corbin, and he gave his name to the chateau. In 1924, my grandparents they bought the chateau. So this year it's 100 years in our family.
Congratulations.
It was transmitted by the female side of the family.
Wow.
So my grandparents, then my grandmother, my mother and me.
Oh wow, that's very beautiful. And so, I think it's quite rare in Bordeaux.
Well, it's just pure hazard of life, just female. But I'm so honored to be able to manage Corbin today and to try to do my best for the next generation. This chateau was built at the end of the 18th century by the family called Chaperon-la-Grand-Rive, and they put their initial at the front on, CL. But this is the recent part of the chateau, because the oldest part is this tower over there.
Yeah.
And a pigeon tower, which is at the back of the garden. We're gonna see it. And these two towers they were signs from seigneurie, these big estates before French Revolution. Oh. And they are from 15th and 16th century, this part of architecture. So much older.
Yeah, much older.
So we go by this way around.
Some vineyard works. What is happening right now in the vineyard?
We can go and see if you want.
Of course.
The moment the vineyard is growing very fast, and so there is different operation. One of them is, if we go there, you see the vineyard. The vine is growing like this, and in our region we keep all the buds, the wood, in these two lines, and so we put all of them inside because of the wind and etc. So quite once or twice a week they go inside and they put this a little higher
to
keep all the wood inside.
I see.
Okay, and another thing is, we are going to see flowers very, very soon, perhaps today. I don't know, we have to look. This is the grapes for 24 vintage, and it's going to have some flowers very, very soon. We need a little warmer weather, and we will see some. Perhaps today, perhaps
I've heard
tomorrow.
That, recently the weather in Bordeaux was quite harsh, lots of rain, right?
We had a lot of rain. But you can see they are in good condition, in good shape.
Very healthy, very strong.
Yes, for the moment. Wow, Nicolas!
The first flower.
The first one! You see it?
The first flower.
The first flower. Ah, super!
We arrived on the best day to catch the first flower of the 24th vintage.
Just for you.
Amazing.
Good surprise. Bravo, Nicolas.
About the technical details of the vineyard, what are the row distances and the...
It's 1.5 meters between two rows and 80 centimeters between two vines. Because we have a higher density than the normal one, like 8,333 vines per hectare. And so we have a Guyot simple pruning
system,
and with all the lat on the same way, not to have any crossing.
And what is the reason for that?
More aeration between the grapes and the vegetation. You see, if you come and see here, you see that the lat they are all on this way.
Okay, so it has one arm.
And so they never cross.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna see all the bunches, they're gonna be like this. And so Stéphane is working for the soil to clean them from grass.
From the weed, And what is the typical yield per grapevine? How many bunches of grapes?
Depending of each vine, to adapt very precisely, but we can say approximately 7-8 bunches.
7-8 bunches, I see.
Per vine.
And how do you manage that? In which period to select the bunches? Not the pruning, but the bunch selection. Or you don't have to manage the bunches just after pruning? It has the amount.
Well, we desicking, and it's the end of the desic. We just finished the. You know what is desicking?
Yeah. Removing
the sucker.
The suckers, yeah.
So we did that, and then after flower period, we will see if they are all the bunches
are all the bunches.
Yes, exactly. But already we debudded. We take out all the double bud.
Yeah.
So at the same time of the sucker, we take them out.
I see. Yeah.
So Stefan is coming. You're gonna see what is he doing to be able to understand.
Yeah. Very nice job. Oh wow.
Je vous présente Stéphane. Bonjour
Hey.
Stéphane.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. It's very nice to meet you, Arpad.
Stéphane is in charge of the vineyard. Always running on the tractor.
Doing a great
or
job.
another engine.
I can tell.
And when Stefan goes somewhere, after it is so beautiful, you see.
Yeah, we can see that.
So you've seen the
I've
work.
seen it. It's a very, very complex machine and very smart.
Stefan says it's very easy.
Very easy to do it.
He asks me very often, to go and try. And I say no.
So this when you have a foot, the foot touch these parts, and the machine retracts, and when the foot pass, the machine
Comes back.
go to the middle. It's easy, it's simple,
Yeah, but very
but
smart.
not easy to drive.
Of course, you have to be very precise. And what happens if there are like maybe a smaller vine or something that cannot press it, or are there some accidents that happen? So maybe the arm doesn't come out.
This can happen. It's a sort of disease, we call it tractose.
The tractose disease.
It can kill the vine.
Very dangerous disease.
Yes, that's why you need to be very precise.
Yeah.
And Stefan is a Formula 1 pilot. Our special pilot.
How long does it take to do the whole plot? 13 hectares, right?
1.5 hectares per day.
Per day.
2 weeks? 10 days.
Still a lot faster than doing it by hand with probably...
Impossible by hand.
Yeah.
We do some on the youngest. We did it 2 weeks ago. I remember, I was there. Merci Stéphane.
Thank you so much for showing it, and have a good day.
Stéphane, because of the first flower, you know when we are going to harvest?
Maybe 105 or 115 days from the first flower, I think.
It's going to be like 2 months, we can say, from now to changing color.
Yeah, veraison.
Exactement. Yes. And then we can say 40, 45 days until picking. So finally we were very, very early vintage in the debudding period. Yeah. And then due to the weather, we've lost the advance, I think. Yeah. And we are more on a normal, less in advance than we were. So we don't know.
We hope
maybe it is going to catch up.
The only thing we know, we hope we will harvest in September.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
There's lots of time until that. We have a Hungarian saying, about this situation. We say that lots of water is going to go through the Danube, because we have the Danube River going through Hungary, and when something is very far and we can't really predict anything, we say that lots of water is going to go through the Danube until we find out.
Okay.
But we wish you luck to have a great vintage this year as well.
Merci Stéphane.
Merci. So the middle part of the rose is like with this you don't process the middle.
No, we
you
keep
have the
grass
keep the
in the middle.
Yeah, the grass. It helps with the moisture in the soil, to keep the moisture, right? Or what is the main purpose?
Well, the grass in the middle of the row helps also to drink all the water and to support the engine when they go in.
Yeah.
So both reasons.
And the second thing, when you have grass on the middle, the temperature of the soil are less.
I see, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it regulates the temperature.
And so over there we have Géraldine and Arshad, and they are doing the second desucking.
Okay. So you have 2 passes or even more for the desucking?
Yes.
Just 2?
Two.
Okay. And what is the average age of the vines?
Oh, we have plenty of age. This one is 10 years old.
Okay.
This one is 15 years old. Another one over there is 4 years old. And we have 30 years old, 20, 30, 35. The oldest is like 60, and the average is around 32, 33 years.
Oh, that's very nice. And how are the oldest wines? Are they? How is their condition?
60.
Are they
Good
60?
condition.
And how long do you expect them to still be?
As long as they
yielding?
can produce good grapes.
And how do you select the different plots and the ages of the different wines for the different wines, for the grand one and the second wine?
In fact, all the vineyard is for the grand vin. Okay? All is classified, and all the plot can produce some grand vin.
I see. So
But
it's not
then-
selected,
So we
not
have
separated by the
we're gonna
plot.
see inside in the cellar, in the vat room, we have a special vat room with 1 vat per each plot of the vineyard.
Okay.
Meaning we can be very precise to pick precisely the grapes when they are ripe, and we can adapt the process of fermentation, extraction to each plot. And then at the end of the fermentation, we taste all of our lot of wines from different tanks. And we do at that time our selection to make sure all the lots or not can do the best Château Corbin. And then we blend them, and we separate if there is some lots with less complexity on one vintage, or because it was a very, very young vines. We do our selection after the fermentation, and then we blend, and then we age our blend, which is, the blend is Merlot and Cabernet Franc. So here you can understand the story of the building with the pigeon tower.
Oh yeah.
Which was the pigeon were sending the email of the at that period. And then you can see all these parts we went through. This one, the little house, guest house over there, and the tower on the left, and the 2 first windows on the chateau on the left side, close to the tower. They are from 15th, 16th century, we don't know exactly. And then you see the difference. It was built later, at the end of the 18th century.
I wouldn't have told if you didn't tell me. I thought that it was like this.
No, there's no symmetry. Everything is asymmetric here. That's why it is so charming.
So this was the oldest part, the pigeon tower?
These and
from
the
the same
other tower,
period.
and these buildings and the left side of the house.
And these machines?
This is against the frost, the spring frost. This is éolienne. We have 2 ways to fight against the frost, spring frost, the éolienne and candles.
And how do you decide, or what is the selection or the reason?
Well, we need both. In fact,
so sometimes you have to do both, I see.
Yes, this cannot cover all the vineyard because you put it in one place and it covers like 3 hectares.
Okay.
So we have 2, and then we need candles for other parts.
Other parts. So this is where the production begins. This is where you bring in the grapes.
We pick by hand.
Okay.
In little bins. We bring them here, and then we have 1 sorting tables, and then another sorting here, which is densimetric sorting.
Okay.
And then the grapes they go in the tanks.
Wow.
This is the bathroom. We love it so much.
Oh, it's very beautiful.
We rebuilt it in 2016. We have 18 little tanks for the 18 plots from the vineyard.
Yeah.
So nice to be able to be so precise.
Yeah. To unify all the plots separately.
It's pure concrete.
Okay.
And it is very nice to work with concrete, and also because they are very wide.
Yeah.
Well, wider than higher. You understand that?
Yeah.
And so there is a very good surface of extraction.
Extraction, yeah.
And the more we go, the more we make infusion more than extraction. Also due to the surface of contact.
Of course.
And also because the concrete is thick.
Yeah. The temperature
it's very gentle with the wine. Everything goes slowly with that.
And how is the cap management while the fermentation goes, the maceration process?
The more naturally possible.
Okay.
The fermentation starts after 2 days after the picking. It's going for approximately 10 days of fermentation, alcoholic fermentation, and then it's maceration. Every day we taste.
Okay.
In fact, each decision we take is by our tasting of the grapes in the vineyard, tasting of the wine every day together. And then we decide what to do. We decide the extraction, the temperature, the pump over.
And we do the fermentation without sulfur.
Okay.
So this is a very good point to say, because sulfur is like a filter. When you test the wine, you have a filter. And you cannot have a very good precision when you decided to extract during the fermentation.
Exactly, but probably it makes it harder to do it without, but more professional.
And so at the end of the fermentation, when we do the blend, then we age our blend here.
Oh wow!
In this cellar. Mainly in barrel, but also for a smaller part, the same blend is aged in oak, French oak.
French oak,
Then globe in glass, and a little part in concrete, because we like to keep some purity.
Of course, not to overwhelm it with the oak. Yeah.
Exactly.
And what is the experience with the globes, the glass?
It's very interesting. We like the complexity it brings to the blend. It gives a lot of tension to the wine, minerality, very long finish, and a lot of purity on the aromas of the fruit. You can say that. And we like it. It's a good combination with the oak, bringing sweetness, tannin, very good tannin, combined with the tannin of the wine. So both of them we like very much. We are going to show you that we're 2023 then.
Yeah, the same size. Okay.
And you don't have an exchange between outside and inside, no oxygen. So it is for that we have a wine, a very
And how would you compare the development in these and compared to the concrete vats? What is the main difference?
Different style, but
I should say giving more minerality, well, showing more minerality from the wine in this.
And the second thing, I think it's the longer. The longer is more.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Giving a lot of sapidity in the mouth at the end of the tasting, meaning you finish your glass and you give it to have another one.
Yeah. And you use these to protect it from the light.
Exactly.
And it actually looks very nice also. Very unique.
So now if you want, we can go and taste. We can show you our 2023 because it's the period of the primeur.
Yeah.
And then we can taste another vintage bottled.
Okay, perfect.
So we will start the tasting by 19.
Bottled in 21.
21, okay. Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's crazy. I have some flower aromas.
Yeah.
Flavor, like rose.
Showing so well the nose.
Such intensity.
Yes.
What should we know about the 2019 vintage? How was the year?
It was a good vintage. Very good year.
It
was generous.
Yeah, generous with a lot of grapes. Not too much of sun, but we have water and a good balance between water and sun.
We can say it's more like a classical weather of Bordeaux.
Okay.
And it was a good maturity. It was the fourth vintage in our new bathroom. It was really much more comfortable for us to do this vintage. Because we started to know quite well our new bathroom and how to extract with the new little tanks.
Of course.
And so and also Nicolas arrives at Corbin in 2018. So it was his second vintage at Corbin. And at the moment we really love showing Corbin 19. Because it is one of the best vintage showing at the moment.
Yeah,
we like the classical side, but also all the aromas coming on the nose just when you open the bottle.
Yeah.
So
right away.
It's both. It's either a vintage so approachable at the moment, so nice to drink, but also a vintage with a very long life.
Yeah, great potential.
To be able to age.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, it's very, really approachable and
it's very
easygoing.
Yes, exactly, both. And this is very, very, really representative of what Corbin is in the way we are. Our terroir is finesse, elegance, complexity. And it gives to our wine a lot of accessibility for the consumer, even the new consumer. You put the wine on the table, and I think even someone who don't know about wine can have such a lot of pleasure with it and can understand the wine.
Yeah, I think this is the great challenge, and this wine is the perfect example of being a wine that is easy to understand for a newer consumer as well. They can enjoy it, but still carries such a complexity and value that professionals who understand it better can see those complex.
It is both hedonistic and density and also long finish.
I love the texture, you know. I think it's the same word. The texture of the wine is very velvet, you know.
Exactly. Very round tannins, not harsh at all.
And so the one we are going to taste now is the 23 vintage, and it is just a sample. Just Nicolas did the sample make the sample this morning.
Oh wow! So it's
with wine
fresh.
From the barrel,
Yeah.
from the globes, from the tank, and in good proportion for
I see. So it was just
what will be our blend.
blended. I see. Yeah.
Exactly. We can say we are so happy with our 23. We love it, and we just released it on the market, on the primeur market yesterday. So
very exciting moment. Oh wow! Such freshness. Very minty. This.
You think?
Yeah. Wow.
Annabelle said the wine is not like the other tasting, but I said I did the blend this morning, and the wedding is better to taste after 1 day.
Yeah, after the blending.
Yeah,
I see. Well, I think this vintage is great potential. Has a lot.
The more we go
to give
for our wine, the more we go on purity, on authenticity.
Yep.
And this vintage 2023, according to us, is first of all, it was such a big and hard job to be able to do this wine. It was not an easy vintage to make. Due to the weather, etc., the condition. But at the end, the picking we did, the weather we had for the harvest was fantastic, and all the conditions finally. I mean, it was such a big job, a lot of work, a lot of precision of details. But then at the end, the result is so beautiful, and we think the terroir of Corbin, and it's a vintage where the terroir is very present.
Okay.
At the contrary, in 22 vintage, the vintage was dominant.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yeah.
The condition of
the weather
vintage.
conditions,
On this vintage, 23, we think the terroir, meaning the place, the soil, the work, our work, is more dominant than the vintage, and this is
usually this is the goal. This is the best representation of.
Well, I mean, it's very authentic.
Yeah.
And it's our terroir with the reaction of each plot of the vineyard being able to give that result. And we like the purity, we like the density, we like in French we say gourmandise.
Okay.
The wine has the
like
sweetness.
A bonbon. Yeah.
It's like the fruit.
Yeah.
The beginning of the nose. You say it when you first smell it. We tried to catch the fruit from the vineyard and bringing it in the glass. The more we go, we try to be able to give to the consumer a real emotion.
Yeah.
When you pour the glass, when they smell, and we want them to be able to say, wow.
Yeah.
We know some people will not like, others will love it.
Of course.
But anyway, we want, even if they don't like, we want them to be able to say, wow.
Exactly.
I think something, it's a real experience.
Yes.
Just not to be neutral.
Yeah, that's a very nice way
just
to put it.
Just to feel something strong.
Well,
and
definitely
when you go from the 19 to the 23, you feel the ADN from Corbin.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
is the most important. So finally, all our job is to respect our terroir, to be able to transmit it and to transfer it in the bottle.
Yeah, it is exactly what I will say. The respect of the terroir is the most important.
How long do you keep it in the barrel aging? usually.
So for 23,
yeah,
we don't know.
Right.
No, but approximately.
But around 20 months.
Beginning of
20 months.
25.
Yeah.
Around that.
We will bottle it next spring in 1 year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you explain for our followers the primeur system? Because I think a lot of people doesn't understand this. This is a very unique Bordeaux way.
The primeur system, it is very special system from Bordeaux, for the Grand Cru Classé from Bordeaux. In fact, we just released on the market yesterday our 23 vintage en primeur to our customer, to be able to buy a wine still aging in our cellar, but giving them the opportunity to buy a wine in very good condition of price before the wine is bottled. The wine will be bottled in 1 year, and all our customers, we hope they will buy this vintage because we love it, and I think it's definitely such a good value to be able to do. If they buy it, they will get the wine at the end of 25.
Yep.
So in 1 year and a half, but they have the opportunity to buy it in very, very good condition of price. So in fact, just yesterday we released the wine to our 40 wine merchants from Bordeaux, and then our wine merchant resale the wine all over the world.
Yep.
And so people have the possibility everywhere in the world, quite everywhere, to buy some Château Corbin en primeur and to receive it in their cellar at the end of 25.
Yeah, it's a very interesting system. So all the wine that you sell only through the merchants?
Yes.
Yeah. So there is no direct sales from the cellar?
Just for visitors coming at Corbin.
Yeah.
Of course, we welcome all the visitors coming here. Try to give them a real experience of what Corbin is.
Well, I would recommend to all of our followers to experience this.
What kind of wine do you like? This type of wine or another one? Or?
Definitely this type. Yeah. This is my main. In our region where we come from, it's mostly white wine region, so it's the conditions are not the best for red wine making, but I'm in love with especially with the wines of Bordeaux. So.
Are you drinking, but you can put in the cave for a long time, you know?
Yeah.
Because you have a very good balance between acidity and alcohol, you know?
Yeah.
We have 3.6 in pH and 14, almost 14 for 19, but 23 around 13 and a half, you know?
Oh, yeah.
In alcohol.
So what do you think of the 2023? Is it one of your first experience with primeur tasting?
Yes, the first one.
The first one?
Yes, the first primeur tasting. Well, I'm amazed, and I think it's already enjoyable, but it has great potential. Very unique, and as you mentioned, you can really feel the same style between the two. Obviously, they are very different due to the age, but I think I can feel the Corbin DNA. Well, the wines are amazing, guy. Well, congratulations to you, and thank you for the opportunity. It was a great honor and
Thank
pleasure.
you for coming. It is so interesting for us to be able to send messages to young generation, because we think they are consumer for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we also think there is a lack of education.
Exactly.
On what we do, what they can buy, what they can taste, and the more they will be educated, we think the more they will go to the wine.
Yeah.
Compared to spirits or whatever, because wine is made for pleasure first.
Of course.
Is made to be shared with a good food, with a friend, and it's the main purpose of wine. And if we make wine, it's for pleasure.
Exactly.
Pleasure to be together, pleasure to be able to speak about I like, I don't like, but why, and there is so many to share with wine.
To explore the depth and the stories and the complexity. This is the way. This is the reason why we started, because we also think, as you mentioned, that the younger generation is maybe doesn't really understand or not that interested in wine. And as we grew up, actually, my family also has a small winery, a very very small winery in our region, and. As we grew up, we already were interested in wine, and I learned a lot from my father, my family, and we are also, as even children, we talked about the vineyard, we talked about wines and everything, and we recognized that our generation, kids around us or younger adults around us are not that interested. But when we started telling them the stories, when I explained to them a story of a grape variety or a wine region, you could see that their eyes light up, and they pay attention. They are really interested about the stories. But unfortunately, there are channels or the ways to find out these stories are very limited. So they just don't get to know these stories. So that's why we started to start this communication. And as you can see by the numbers, the followers, people are interested. You just have to show them.
But thank you for what you do.
Thank you for
education, for communication. Thank you to be here, to take time, and we really hope you will succeed. But you already succeed, because so many followers is not just, it might be a lot of work, and a lot of work every day to be able to give more and more. And
yeah, the numbers are numbers, but the main important part is the work, and to be authentic and to educate, because sometimes people can get lost in the numbers and maybe sacrifice some ideas or values, but